Hey guys, Tomboy601, and today we're back in the Plymouth. I wanted to show off a game in the ship that shows its capability with the radar, because yes, the Smoke Plymouth is probably the Plymouth I will majoritively run, but then there's the crazy few, the proud, the bold, the crazies who are going to run it with a radar. And well, I wanted to show you what sort of shenanigans and chicanery you can get up to when you have a radar equipped on the Plymouth as opposed to, well, the Smoke. Now, thing you have to know about the Smoke on the Plymouth, first off, our build, we are running a somewhat stealth build with Makawa on there, and that is because with the current build, it's the Bruce Fraser build. You saw it in the review. If you didn't see the review, after the video, go check out the review. But what I'm trying to say is, if you build for radar, or if you build for some stealth in this vessel, you can get the detectability of the ship down to 9.7 kilometers, and the radar goes 9.9 kilometers for 40 seconds. So, this vessel right here is all about that stealth radar. And stealth radar is a fantastic ability because it lets you do some absolutely crazy things. Of course, we did fire already, so we kind of ruined the surprise of where we are located. And incompetent destroyers now are promptly getting away from us, and we've gone ahead and positioned ourselves in the middle here, mainly because there are two destroyers on the enemy team. We will want to locate them, and we kind of want to see what we can see, and try to figure out where these guys are. As far as what we can do, well, in this position, our main goal is kind of try to lob some shots over to see if we get anyone exposed in A. Go ahead and hit them in A. The thing we have to be worried about is 2 islands up. We can see there is an Iowa taking shelter at the island right there. Of course, Plymouth, it's one big Achilles heel, if you will, is its distinct lack of armor. We will get penned and we will get murdered by definitely the 16-inch guns of an Iowa. So we need to be careful, but the Iowa does also need to be afraid of us because, yes, we have excellent DPM, but we don't only have that DPM, we also have 4 torpedoes on either side of us. These torpedoes are fantastic. They'll do heavy damage, and they go 10 kilometers, which means we can also stealth torpedo if that was necessary. It's fantastic. Anyways, we're going to go ahead, try to engage this Trento right here. We can see torpedoes off to our right, which tells us there is, in fact, a destroyer out and about, and one that we need to hunt down, and that will be our priority as soon as we can deal with this Iowa. And at this point, I'm like, okay, you know what? I think the smart play may be torp rush this Iowa. If we can time it with his reload, we should be able to get around that corner and do some damage. That Trento's down now. If someone can keep spots on him, this could be fun. But now we are seeing that that torpedo indicator start to move. So new plan here. We are gonna dump our port side torpedoes at the curve of the island in case he wants to hug the island tight and close, and then begin swinging around. Prep our guns for the or prep our torpedoes to try to get our starboard side torpedoes on him and try to swing the guns, try to start to do some damage to him. We aimed not high enough up there, and we can see he got 1 salvo off on us. Thankfully, I think the belt took some of the shells, but we will not survive many more. So we can see he's starting to turn in. We're going to launch them short on the indicator right here. That way it's hard for him to turn in. We can see we get 3 torpedoes in, and he gets his front 2 guns off at us, and we leave him with a slither of health, and we are now turning, trying to avoid those guns. And once we get the guns back up and top, we can see we traded a shit ton of our health. It's a very scientific term right there. Metric fuck ton. A bunch of our health we have now given up in order to sink the Iowa. That may do us in, but good news, 2 things. 1, we are now in A, capping A. Look at us, be team players. 2, we now have an approximate location of the enemy destroyers. And if we do the quick back of the napkin math with the torpedoes that are currently being flung, we may be able to deduce for ourselves that there is more than one destroyer afoot, and we get even better confirmation because we are spotted all of a sudden. So we're gonna go ahead, use that stealth radar, and hello, Skolne. Were you expecting us to to come and visit? I guess not. Nice 4K salvo off the rip right there. We need to get those rear guns engaged. He's well within our range. The one problem we do have here is, the 10-kilometer range of the secondaries, or of the radar, is kind of at the maximum effective range of like what you would want to attempt to attack a destroyer with, especially when they get all shifty like this. Because if you see, we'll land a couple of rounds here, but we are also going to be bouncing a good number of our shells off of the destroyers. And this is one of the things you just need to keep in mind. If you are being radared by a Plymouth, turn tail, run, and just try to wiggle your way out of as many shells as possible. There is absolutely a way to ricochet. So we now see, okay, we've taken 2 of the capture points, and we have general idea as to where 2 of the destroyers are. We have our sonar up because, we are within the realm of the destroyer. We don't want to be taken too surprised by that. And thankfully, where this Skone is, he's kind of trapped, right? Destroyers, they have a limited amount of detectability, right? They have a 5-ish kilometer detectability, and we are definitely chasing this one into the border of the map. When we hit that border of the map, they can't go past the border of the map, so they are forced to turn. And when they do, I think our current goal basically is to force them within our spotting range, finish them off, and then go hunt this other destroyer that's out there. And while we're doing this, please take a look at the left-hand side of the minimap. That's right, you are seeing 2 aircraft carriers duke it out with not only aircraft, but also secondaries. Kind of wish we had replays and admin cams in this game, because I would love to see this duel between these 2 aircraft carriers who have gone down and been like, no, we're both going to this chain of islands. This chain of islands is our favorite hidey hole. It's just wild. Anyways, 2 things have just occurred. 1, finally spotted Skone. Excellent. He's firing his guns. He's going to be spotted for the next 20 seconds. He has no smoke. This is going to be beautiful. We just need to get these guns on target. 2, look at B. We now have a beautiful aim indicator on where the next ship is. Now, we do take a large hit. Well, not a large hit. They're fairly weak torpedoes, but he did successfully jabate us into his own torpedoes. So bravo on to him. But we survived to live another day. Time to push into B. Try to get into B. We are about to have our radar back up online. We've dropped spot, which means he doesn't know where we are, though I'm sure, he's a competent destroyer player. He's gonna know about-ish where we are coming from. And the map is all tied up. We are tied with the enemy on ships and not ship count. The enemy has a battleship in place of us. Both teams have a destroyer. Both teams have an aircraft carrier, but for how long, I don't know, because those carriers are engaged in secondary combat. God, it's a magical time. Anyways, we get spotted, which we know means something's up, and by something I mean there's a Kagero afoot. So we're gonna go ahead and start to engage this Kagero, try to knock him down as much as we can. If we can eliminate him with the radar, good be it. If not, try to chase him out, see if we can recap B. That's our other kind of thing that we need to do here, is try to keep ourselves up on points. We're currently positive on the points. We don't have a battleship to lose in order to swing the game by 100 points. So if we can finish off this Kagero, we can we can hold out this side of the map. Unfortunately, Kagero does end up dropping spot, and he's going to keep us kind of engaged. We do have to worry about the enemy battleship. Unfortunately, our aircraft carrier lost the secondary duel with the enemy aircraft carrier, but I think he's going to end up finishing the other enemy aircraft carrier through damage over time. Cool. Excellent. Wonderful. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyways, we now are just trying to push in. We can tell we are spotted. And this does present an issue for us because there is an enemy, Brandenburg. He doesn't have much health, but he's still going to be somewhat of a challenge for us. And right as we're about to get into range with him, well, our enemy destroyer, or our friendly destroyer, ends up getting knocked out. We can no longer see him. Thankfully, we're no longer spotted, so we're going to have a couple of seconds of reprieve within the capture circle, and the enemy aircraft carrier goes down. So 2v1, let's see what we can do. We're about 30 seconds out from getting the cap, and, you know, it's going to be one that ends up coming down to the end. We're kind of trying to figure out where this destroyer ended up going, and also just trying to keep an island between us and the Brandenburg in case Brandy decides to push in. We know we're going to get spotted by the enemy planes. We're going to try to turn, make it hard for those planes to hit us. Of course, Plymouth has average AA for the tier, but the real issue with it is that its planes only do damage, or its damage levels only really get up to that average figure at about 2 kilometers. And as we can see, we make the dumb mistake and we just eat a shit ton of torps, which isn't good. And Brandenburg can spot us now, so this is not good for us. We're gonna go ahead, try to knock some health off of Brandenburg right here, and also try to get over to A, because we can see A is about to get knocked, or it's about to get capped. And well, there's a wall of torpedoes headed for us, so we need to thread the gap right here. Times are looking desperate for us. We need to last 25 seconds in order to finish, in order to be able to get this radar back online. We've stopped firing, so technically we've dropped spot from our extended bloom, so we know the Kagero is within our range, right? We know it's within that 10 kilometer range, or 9.9 kilometer range of the radar. We just need to keep him there for the next second. We do that, pop the radar. There he is. A little health remaining. Let's finish him off right here. There we go. Come on, baby. First salvo, bit of a whiff. He's slowing down. Good on him for trying to hit the brakes right here. We'll go ahead, finish him off. Brandenburg secondary is coming in. We knock him out. Okay, now we just need to survive 20 seconds of off the Kagero, and if we can do that, we will survive. Look at Kagero's last second torps, and main battery finishes us off. That's the end of the match. Still fun. Plymouth, excellent all around great ship. I'm loving playing this thing, and it's quickly become my favorite tier 7, just probably because it's also quite strong. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like it, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.